Here we are with some quests to do. I went ahead and... which one did I do? I got the jitters bug, which was just to kill a bunch of things, just to... Oh, what are they called? One of those quests where you just grind. Yeah, grinding quest. I also tried to defeat Eric Davidson in a pet battle, and I lost, so I'm also in the middle of trading up my pets to be stronger than before. Hopefully level 9s will do, because he's all level 7, and that's what I was whenever I went to go fight him, was just level 7 pets. Oh, discovered Adelstead. Okay. So, but I am going into another grindy quest, and that would be taking some of this, or doing some of this, so I have to use these to soothe forlorn spirits. So it's not grindy in the sense of fighting. There's anguished spirits and forlorn spirits. Oh, so it's like a range thing. Okay. That's cool. You close enough? Yeah, you're close enough. So this is that really all this is? Yeah, okay. I also have to... Oh, hello. There we go. I get wool from them. I guess they just really do have sheets over their eyes. Okay, so this one, just to recap, that Worgen that kept pouncing us like Tigger, we're gonna try to find him in here, and we're gonna use this ampule to tranquilize it. So... do we see him? Come on. I can't do that yet. Target must be weakened, okay. I'll let my pet weaken him then. Come on, when can I do this? Okay, now I can do it. There we go. I was getting a little bit concerned there that my pet might kill him all the way, as opposed to part of the way. Okay, so I was able to do that. I gotta get the crate for that weird old guy who seems to be up to something. He said we were foolish and then quickly changed his stance to helpful or something like that, but he kind of let it slip. There. Blinking eyes in there, okay. Huh. I think those blinking eyes were also present in, oh, what's that festival called? Dark Moon Fair. In those bushes there. Oh, yeah, here's the crate. Well, that was easy enough. And then this one is to get us to go to Stranglethorn, so... we're going to untrack that. And yeah, I suppose the next stop is Ravenhill, which is this, come on, small little town there. I'll be back. I'm also going to try to beat Eric Davidson again, so it'll take me just a little bit. Be back in a moment. Alright, we're back at Ravenhill, and I finally defeated the Eric guy. Now I got this guy to beat. He's gonna be over here, so that'll happen whenever we get to Stranglethorn. Let's go and turn on our quests, though. You've got him. No time to lose, then. We'll prepare to administer the serum right away. Jitters, get ready. I'm hopeful, but let's remain professional. It's business as usual for this one. Into the guillotine he goes, and if the alchemy doesn't take, he won't be getting back out of it. Jitters and I will attend to this. Please, just stand back and watch from a safe distance. Okay. We're gonna watch Oliver Harris and Jitters attempt to cure the lurking Worgen. Here we go. Let me get to where I can see Jitters too. It's working. Hold him still, Jitters. I can't. Jitters. Jitters, I said hold. Jitters! I remember now. It's all your fault. You brought the Worgen to Duskwood. You led the Dark Riders to my farm and hid while they murdered my family. Every speck of suffering in my life is your pathetic fault. I should kill you. Letting him go is the only thing that's going to separate you from the beast now, my friend. You've got a lot to make up for, Jitters. I won't give you the easy way out. Okay. Success. Finally. I can't thank you enough for giving me the chance to work the cure myself. Our new friend may be in need of some help as well. You might want to speak with him. That'll sell for more. Let me go ahead and turn this quest in.
Hello.
Did you get it? Please tell me you got it. Oh, thank you, thank you. You've saved me from having to go into the woods with those awful things. At least for a day, that is. I'm afraid that, well, I'm just plain afraid, but I'm also sorry to have to ask another favor. Master Harris needs brains. Bear brains. They're part of the serum, apparently, or at least a proper substitute. There's plenty of black bears in the woods to the west and along the riverbank, but I can't do it. I'm too terrified to go out there and face those huge things, even with a rifle. Please, let me pay you to bring back some.
Have a good one.
Okay. Yeah, he is a little bit scared of things.
Yes.
You have brought peace to those who knew only misery, Altania. Be proud.
That's enough gabbing for me today.
Can you hear them, Altania? There's so many of them. They wander their graves, shuffling across the cold ground on rotting limbs. The dead cry out in the still air. They suffer in their own flesh, forced from sleep. Every night I venture to the graveyard to put more of them to rest, but it's never enough. Help me, Altania. Put the ghouls that swarm Ravenhill Cemetery out of their misery. Strike down as many as you can.
That's enough gabbing for me today.
Okay, I can do another grindy quest. Before I was lost to the woods, the last thing I remember is Morbent fell. He was a vile necromancer, and the reason this land swarms with so many vile undead. I asked an adventurer to help me put an end to him. I thought they did, but Sister Elsington tells me the land still crawls with ghouls and specters ripped from the grave. Morbent Fell should have breathed his last in the house on Forlorn Row, north of Ravenhill Cemetery. Go there and see what's become of him. Okay. So we got a grindy quest, and then we got something interesting. I'm going to go ahead and tackle them in this order, so I'll be back whenever I'm ready to take care of this one on camera. Okay, so this guy's approaching. I'm going to leave him alone for now. I'm going to go around him. We need to figure out what happened to Morbent Fell. And I don't want any undue trouble. I say that, and then this guy decides to attack me. Okay, so let's see. I guess I will have to take some of these guys out. Come on, Wolfie.
I can't attack that.
Yes, you can. Oh, look, it's a wizard's hat. Okay. So I got a wizard's hat. There's somebody offering a quest up here? Or something offering a quest up here. It is a weathered grave. The weathered grave marker reads simply, Morgan Lattimore. Upon further examination, you notice that dirt over the grave has been recently disturbed, and that a good amount of the dirt seems to have been displaced. Speak with Sarah Von Indy in Darkshire. Okay, so I have a reason to go back to Darkshire then. Is that, and I have the Ogre Thieves. You know what? This, I think my, yep, I'm just gonna warp back there. And that should save me some time. Hold on. There we go. Not that difficult to deal with, I suppose. Let me try this again. Hopefully nobody comes to interrupt us. I almost had it too. Like if he just would have been a second later. Okay. So now that I'm here, I suppose I probably should make my home at Raven Hill. Ah, here's somebody over here.
Need help?
Morgan Lattimore? Ah, yes, of course. He was a long and sorrowful tale. I knew him well before he left for the war, but that was the last time I saw him. A noble and good man he was, but he suffered a bad end. Here, I should have something here that can tell the tale better than my own recollections. He searches through the shelves and he comes up with a leather-bound book. If you would like to know more, you might ask Althea. She's been the one to handle the trouble with him of late.
Be careful.
Okay, so... speak to you about him?
Hello.
Morgan Lattimore? Never heard of... Oh, you mean Mor Ladim. Oh, he's the guy we just killed, trying to get back here. Well, killed again, because he was already undead. I guess you haven't heard the story? Well, I'll give you the short version. A powerful undead, calling itself Mor Ladim, has been wandering Duskwood. From what we've gathered, it appears to be the undead body of Morgan Lattimore, of whom you apparently know. He's been causing us all sorts of problems, attacking watchmen on patrol and killing people. She sizes you up. You seem to be capable enough, maybe you could lay him to rest. From what my scouts tell me, Mor Ladim wanders throughout Duskwood, following a strange and meandering path through the cemetery. We buried him out past the house on the hill. You know where it is? You know where that is? There isn't anything I can do to help you, but I wish you good luck. Suggest to players 3.
Farewell.
How many pages is this? Quite a few pages, alright. I imagine it may get loud over there, so let me come over here to where it's quieter and we'll read this together. Morgan Lattimore was a great and noble knight who fought in defense of the innocent, the poor, and the afflicted. For many years, he worked diligently throughout the outlying areas of Azeroth, bringing relief to the suffering and swift justice to evildoers. He was married to a young girl named Liz in the summer of his 18th year. They were much in love with each other and would eventually produce 3 children, a son and 2 daughters. Morgan was 32 when war broke out in Lordaeron. Morgan was called to the side of the legendary paladin Uther, the Lightbringer, to fight against the orcs and the undead. Leaving his wife and children in the safety of his home, Morgan left for war. The years passed and the war dragged on, and Morgan would witness many horrific events, including the disbanding of the Paladins of the Silver Hand, the death of Uther, and the spread of the plague. The only thing that kept him from the brink of madness was the knowledge that he would someday be reunited with his wife and children. Morgan would eventually return to his homeland, but find it nothing like how he remembered it. The once verdant forest was corrupted and teemed with the undead and other dark forces. Destroyed houses and farms could be found everywhere. The cemetery near Raven Hill now dominated much of the area. A shocked and bewildered Morgan eventually made his way to his home, only to find it in ruins. Not knowing what had befallen his homeland, he headed towards the village to find answers, and, he hoped, his wife and children. Morgan inquired about his family, but could not find any answers. A priest in Darkshire, as it is now called, said that he might search the cemetery at Raven Hill for a gravestone. Morgan refused to believe that his family was dead, and continued to search every farm and house in Duskwood, but to no avail. Morgan rode from Darkshire to nearby Lakeshire, thinking that perhaps his family had fled. On his way there, he decided, against his better judgment, to stop by the Raven Hill Cemetery. Morgan spent hours walking amongst the gravestones. He recognized many names of people that he knew and became more and more distraught. Then he saw them, a small, untended plot amongst the many with 3 small gravestones. A feeling of dread washed over him as he approached. Morgan brushed off the dust of the most prominent gravestone to reveal the name on it. Simply carved upon the grave, letters spelled out his worst fear: Liz Lattimore, beloved wife and mother. Morgan's apprehension turned to dismay and then to grief, and he fell to his knees weeping. For hours he stared at that one grave, begging the cold stone for forgiveness and sobbing apologies. Then, hours later, something in him snapped, and he began to lash out. He brought his sword out of its scabbard and began to rain blows on the gravestone, screaming in rage. Blind in his fury, he lashed out and swung wildly, catching the notice of a trio of the cemetery's attendants. As they tried to restrain him, he turned his focus to them, hurling accusations of guilt upon the innocent attendants, then killed them all. Later, when the rage had passed, realization crept into Morgan's mind, and he saw his bloody sword driven into the chest of one of the attendants. Driven to the brink by his emotions, he removed his belt knife and plunged it into his heart. Morgan Lattimore's body and the three bodies of his victims were found the next day. He was quickly buried, without ceremony, in a hastily dug grave on the outskirts of the cemetery. Because Morgan committed murder against innocence, something that went completely against his beliefs and his nature, and because of the grief that he held in being unable to save his family, Morgan could not die a peaceful death, and lived on as one of the restless dead. Only days later, his grave was disturbed and his body could not be found. The being that was Morgan now wanders Duskwood, consumed by his grief over the loss of his wife and children, and his own self-hatred. Mor Ladim, as he now calls himself, roams Duskwood with mindless vengeance and hatred, and has been known to commit murder indiscriminately. Okay, well, that's a bit of a story. Let's go back to this old man that's just sitting up here on this hill over here and give him his crate that he was missing. I'll be back once I'm there.
Hello.
Do you have my crate? If so, then please give it to me quickly. Well, thank you, Altania. You have more than earned your reward. Aha! Happy nights ahead. Out here on the outskirts of town, it's a wonder the Walking Dead haven't eaten me. In fact, just yesterday a pack of ghouls was pounding on the walls of my tower. I want to make an effigy. A kind of a scarecrow for ghouls. To do that, I need some ghoul ribs. You can find plenty of them on the fetid corpses wandering Manor Mistlemane's grounds, north of Darkshire. Get the ribs for me, and I will repay you with some coin.
Have a good one.
You know, I wonder if we'll ever be done helping you. But that's alright, it's just right over here. I gotta get 7 ghoul ribs. Well, here's to more grinding. Okay, so I'm back here with the old man, but before I do anything else, I also grew to level 30 and I got its stopping power. It says choose a level 30 talent. And I can't do that yet, so... Well, I can't press this yet, so... Let's see... where's my spellbook and abilities? My core abilities? A level 30 talent. Specializations and talent. Okay, so this is going to be one of these. Okay, so... Intimidation. Command your pet to intimidate the target, stunning it for 3 seconds. Wyvern Steen. A steening shot that puts the target to sleep, incapacitating them for 30 seconds. Any damage will cancel the effect. And fires a magical projectile, tethering the enemy and any other enemies within 5 yards for 10 seconds, stunning them for 5 seconds if they move more than 5 yards from the arrow. I like this better. Okay, so that's what that ended up being. Alright, let's go ahead and turn this quest into these ghoul ribs. I'm sure you could find plenty of ribs in Raven Hill as well, but you might not want to wander so far at night. Ah, thanks. These will do just the trick. What's this? Achievement. Complete 80 total quests in Westfall and Duskwood. Take this note to Ello Ebenlock, the mayor of Darkshire. He and I are old friends, and when he reads it and discovers what you did for me, I'm sure he'll be just as happy as I am. Ha 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 ha. That was supposed to be a joyous laugh, by the way.
Have a good one.
Okay. So, you want me to deliver a letter to the mayor. And he's going to be joyous. You know, given some of your almost slip-ups of the ton, I imagine he's not going to be quite so joyous. But we shall soon find out. Alright, let's go give this note to the mayor. I am riding my horse in your building.
Need help?
A letter? What's this about? Actually, let's read it first. The letters on this note seem to flicker and dance across its surface. It is impossible to glean the meaning from them. That's just a fancy way of saying I can't read.
Need help?
A letter? What's this all about? Ella looks at the letter and immediately pales. You fool, you've doomed us all. You're not the first fool to be manipulated by Abercrombie. That doddering old man is known as the Embalmer to us. He's a vile necromancer and a blight upon this town, and now, sewn together and given life by the very materials you brought him, his horrible creation approaches. That hideous creature will be upon us in a mere moments. If you have any heart, Altania, you'll help the Night Watch drive off the abomination and save our town. So, slay Stitches.
Be careful.
Okay. So... Oh, hello. Well, things went up in flames really quickly. Nevertheless, that was easy enough to beat. Sorry about being duped by an old man. But I guess that makes sense with the zombie juice can raise the dead.
Need help?
Thank the light, he's gone. I'll say you've made amends by helping save the lives of those here, Altania. Ooh. I'll get this.
Be careful.
Another ring, because I can hold 2 rings at once. Okay, so I think I might actually just be done with all the quests in Darkshire. So I'm going to hitch Griffin Ride back over here to Ravenhill, and we'll be back. Alright, we're coming in here to Ravenhill. And let's go ahead and get a little bit of temporary speed up.
Yes?
The cries grow softer now. For now. Light bless you, Altania. No. Ooh. Okay. I'll get this.
That's enough gabbing for me today.
Okay, so done with that quest.
Hello.
Did you get them? Did you? Thank you. Oh, thank you. I never thought I'd be happy to smell those brains, but I am, now that I didn't have to get them. Here's your reward as promised. No. Okay, 13, 17, I'll get this.
Have a good one.
His clothes and bloodstains? If it's not tricks, it's something worse. The others here share my suspicion. Morbent Fell lives on in undeath, and may be even more powerful than before. A necromancer was struck down, but a lich may have risen in his place, and now he continues to ruin this land. I remember Duskwood before all this, Altania. I remember bright skies and peaceful woods. This can't stand. Morbent Fell must be stopped for good. Speak to Sister Elsington. Her vision might guide you to where Morbent Fell is and how it can be defeated. Okay.
Yes?
It's heartening to see one so recently recovered be so concerned. Recovered? Does that make sense? It's heartening to see one so recently recovered, I guess, be so concerned with the plight of others. Sven spares himself by... Okay, so you're not talking about me, you're talking about Sven. Sven spares himself suffering by not dwelling on his own misfortune. Sven is correct. I can feel the presence of a powerful evil deep beneath the Ravenhill Cemetery. Evil lurks in its catacombs, and Morbent Fell must be the source. You will need the power of the light to strike him down, Altania. Sven told me the heroes who first slew Morbent Fell wielded an artifact of light-forged iron, imbued with holy power. That artifact is still here. I can feel it as well. A glimmer of light amidst the darkness. Search Ravenhill for it, and let the light guide you through it.
That's enough gabbing for me today.
Okay, we will be... You know, I'm looking at this map, and I don't know if it's high enough resolution to tell, but these look like A's and T's, actually. Kind of. The A's kind of look like A's, but the T's definitely look like T's. Okay, so we need to go up there. We need to do that. We need to, get more Ladim. Let me get this off, because otherwise I'll be stunned. So we've already beat more Ladim. I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera, and then we're going to try to find this. So I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so here we are looking for this artifact and clearing these guys out of the way, because I know we'll be close enough that they'll attack us if we don't. And I'd rather me get the drop on them than them get the drop on me. So... Ooh, okay. I see a question mark. Buried in the cold dirt, you find a brilliant metal shaft, but there are holes where pieces of the artifact are clearly missing. In front of you, the bare earth slopes down towards the dark entrance to the crypts. You can feel the tug of the light-forged artifact urging you toward it. Perhaps the other piece is down there. Oh boy. We only get a map up here. Okie dokie. So, looks like I can only go this direction. Fair enough. Okay. You just came out of that grave, and you're gonna be trouble, I know it, so let me go ahead and just take care of you. So does that happen whenever I walk on top? Like, if I go right next to it, nothing happens, but if I walk on top of it... Next to, on top of, next to, on top of. So I guess it's just some of them. Okay, that'll be handy to know. Hey, is this like one of those games where things are going across and you have to kind of dodge them? I mean, you don't have to, I suppose, but you can. Oh, that's kind of cool. And then it'll be spawning from that direction, yep. In the dirt of this alcove, your eye catches the shine of a brilliant metal. You found another piece of the artifact. You attached the arch to the rod, and the artifact is nearly complete. A large gap. Okay. A large gap still sits at the center of the holy symbol's head. Once again, you feel the tug on your arm, urging you towards the hole in the wall. Okay. And the winding tunnel ahead. The last piece must be through there. Search the tunnel under the Dawning Woods catacomb for the light-forged crest. So I need to go through here. In the darkest depths of this earthen tunnel, you spy the faintest gleam. The last piece is found. The pieces fit, and the holy artifact is restored, gleaming with sacred light. This should let you defeat Morbidfell's dark magic. Further down the tunnel, away from the direction you came from, a heinous cackle rings out. It's the clattering laugh of a lich. Morbidfell is just ahead. Okay, I am really speaking well today. Well, I guess I'm just attacking you then. Well, that's not really doing much. Can I attack you? No, you're just evading everything. Okay, let me attack you then. I guess my wolf is not really going to be helping me at all. Well, that's fine, I suppose. Let's see if I can't do this on my own. Well, that didn't work. Come on, Wolf, I really need you to attack my current target. I mean, I am kind of doing some good against him, but I never realized how much my pet really helped. since he's stuck with that one guy who just won't die because he keeps evading everything. But I'm getting there. Alright. This guy's almost down. Just 2%, 1%, yep, there we go. Why isn't my Wolfie moving to attack them, though? That I don't get. Like, why was he not moving to attack them? It's the weirdest thing ever. I attribute that to a glitch, but I was still able to emerge victorious despite it. Wolfie, you definitely help out, because that fight took a lot longer than it normally would have with you by my side. A hunter and his pet. It's a really good thing. Okay, well, I'm on my way out of here. I gotta go turn this quest in, then I gotta go over turn this quest in, so I'll be back in a moment. May the disgusting monster stay dead this time. I'll head down there and scatter his remains to ash myself, Altania. You've done a great thing. Perhaps in time Duskwood can return to its former peaceful state. Now... Ooh, okay. So, do I not have any more quests in Ravenhill? I suppose not. Okay. Huh. Can I... Is this a place where I can set my... I want to say spawn, but it's not spawn. It's, your place that you warp to whenever you use your Hearthstone thingy. Is that a Hearthstone? It is a Hearthstone. Oh, I guess not. I really want to do that so I can warp back here, because I gotta go to... You know what, never mind. I'll just take the eagle in both ways. I'll be back once I'm in Darkshire. I don't blame you if you're having trouble with him, Altania. Some of our strongest watchers have been lost to Morladim. You killed him? That's no small accomplishment, Altania. On behalf of the people of Darkshire and the Night Watch, I thank you. There is one small matter, however. I should have told you this earlier. How do I put this? Morgan may have believed that his family was all dead, but in fact his daughter Sarah Lattimore is now a watcher. She's always been troubled by the circumstances surrounding her father's death. Perhaps you could go bring the news to her. Okay.
Farewell.
I will deliver the news over here.
You need something?
Yes, my father. Her eyes become downcast. I wish there was something I could have done for him. If only I had talked to him before he... Here, take this and lay it on his grave. Maybe, somehow, he'll know that I'm okay, and that none of us hold him responsible for what happened. There are tears in her eyes now as she slides a ring from her right hand and presses it into your hands. And thank you, Altania.
Farewell.
That's kinda sad. I mean, I have to go all the way back here now. Well, I suppose I had to go back in that way anyway. Be back. Alright. Put the ring on the grave. A ghostly voice sounds in the wind. Is this Sarah? Could it be she's still alive? The weight is removed from my shoulders. Altania, take my sword, Arceus. As my soul is put to rest, I have no more need for it. It was forged to do good, and though I have proved myself unworthy to hold it, perhaps you will carry on the light through it. And yet there you are. Oh, hello. My sword Arceus served me well in life. I'll have to read it from the chat. My sword Arceus served me well in life, but at last my spirit may pass from the unhappy existence. I need it no longer. I shall cling to the love of my daughter, and hope that I will find forgiveness under the light for my sins. Yeah, well, your, body is still kind of chasing me. Well, like, not chasing me specifically. How good is this sword? Worse than my bow. This gun's worse than my bow, too. So, sorry, but I'm going to be selling that. Alright, so we have one more thing to do. Let me get to that real quick. So, to recap everything that's been happening, Duskwood seems to be a place where ghosts and skeletons live, not just literally, but also figuratively. In all the morbid tales we've heard, it seems that a happy ending is really hard to come by in these woods. And though we may have cleaned up some of the mess, there's still quite a lot to go. Duskwood... No, yeah, I already have you. Duskwood is a place that definitely needs healing, but we need to move on. We need to move on to another place, a happier place for us, a place that may be a little bit more vibrant, not so dark-colored, not so shady. We need to go to Stranglethorn. And that's where this path on the right's going to take us. And I need to stay on the leftmost of the path, right? Yes, left. This path will take us all the way down to Stranglethorn Vale, where we actually have some archaeology to do, and where we'll start the next chapter of this series. So, let's see what it looks like. First, we can already tell it's getting lighter. Much brighter, definitely nice change of pace, definitely nice change of pace. We see flowers. Colorful flowers. And we already see a question mark over here. This is where we need to report in. And we have a flight path to get.
Need help?
Welcome to our camp, Hunter. You couldn't have arrived at a better time.
Careful.
Hello, Hunter. We are soldiers of Stormwind and rebels from Curzin's compound, a large outpost that you'll find just to the southeast of here. We were under the command of Colonel Curzin, until he and those close to him started to descend in madness. We already heard about Curzin a little bit in Duskwood. We rebelled, set up camp here, and stood against Curzin. Now my sources are telling me Curzin has disappeared. I trust my source, but it would help to hear from a third party. Please, head into the compound and find some documentation of his fate.
Be careful.
Okay, what other quests can we pick up for next time?
Need help?
I do most of the cooking at the camp. It used to be a lot of work until I bought a mechanical cooking pot from a goblin merchant. The pot is a wonder. It saved me countless hours, until it broke. Can you take the pot back to the goblin for me so we can fix it? His name is Krazik. Last I heard, he was staying with Nessingwary. Is that right? Nessingwary? Yeah. In the hunter's camp, just to the south.
Be careful.
Okay.
Hello.
I have a feeling that Curzin's medicine men are distributing more than just medicine. Curzin needs some way to quelch insubordination, and an elixir under the guise of medicine would be the perfect way to do that. We need those remedies for research. Search the Curzin compound to the southeast. His medicine men and jungle fighters should carry the remedies on their bodies.
Have a good one.
Okay. Well, we definitely got some stuff to do for next time. But as far as this episode goes, look at the camera. Thank you for watching.